Unlock a new era in podcasting with Unfiltered Studios. Ready to break free from the ordinary? Dive into a world where authenticity meets innovation. Our network isn't just about podcasts. It's a revolution. From nostalgia to movies, sports to self-improvement, find your favorite podcast in an array of diverse shows, only at Unfiltered Studios. Join the movement. Subscribe to Unfiltered Studios today and join the podcasting revolution. Unfiltered Studios, where every voice finds its place. Visit unfpod.com today to find your favorite show.
Unfiltered Studios will help you press record.
I'm the Geeky Dad, and I'm here with
Ariana
and Rayan,
and we're the Multiverse Kids.
Now, recently, Dune Part 2 came out in theaters, and now it's out on HBO Max.
Isn't it just Max?
Whatever, it's Max, whatever. And, So if you want to avoid spoilers, you can just go to Max and watch it. Also, there's nothing really to spoil because this is a book that's been out for over 50 years. Okay?
Yeah. But if you do want to know if this might spoil you, this will.
Yeah, this will definitely spoil. Now, this is part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1 came out a couple of years ago during the height of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, a lot of people watching this movie, they think it's a new thing. You know? They think, oh, maybe,
It copies Star Wars.
Yeah, they look, if you didn't read the book, if you didn't know anything about the history of Dune, you would think that it's basically a ripoff of Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm. Also know this. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Warning! Warning! Warning!
I'm here to tell you that actually it's the opposite.
copied.
Star Wars actually copied Dune. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? So I'm gonna run down a couple of facts about Dune, and I'm gonna give you a basic storyline of what it is. Okay?
Okay.
So, it's set in a far future.
Oh, okay, then it's the opposite.
It's the opposite of Star Wars, where set in a long time ago in a galaxy far away. This one is a long time in the future in a galaxy far away. Okay. So there's different empires, okay? They call them, like, house. So, the main storyline is the House Atreides. It's like a bunch of rich people.
Like senators?
Yeah, but it's like a family, and they are in charge of the spice, okay? And the spice is on the planet Arrakis. And they call this planet Dune because it's filled with sand.
Okay? Yeah, and there's a bunch of dunes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dunes. Okay, so the House Atreides has a dad, and he has a son, and the son is supposed to take over the House of Atreides, and he will take over the spice trade. Now there is an emperor, in charge of all the other houses. Okay,
Are you serious?
he's kind of like a Palpatine, but not really a Palpatine. Okay, but we don't even see him in the first movie. So this movie starts off with Paul and his dad coming to.
Who's Paul? Oh,
Paul is the son, okay, and his mom also is with him. So they all come to the planet of Arrakis, and their planet, their original planet, is filled with a lot of water. It's a lot different, okay. Paul is kind of a chosen one, okay.
Like Luke.
Kind of like
Anakin.
right, and the people in their culture, they have a thing kind of like a bunch of mystical people that can see things and manipulate things with their mind.
Oh, wow.
Force.
And
Jedi.
instead of calling them Jedi, they call them Bene Gesserits. All right?
I think Jedi's better.
Yes, a little simpler. It's a little simpler, yes. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Star Wars is a good ripoff. And they actually simplified a lot of things from Dune and made it a little bit more, how should I put this?
Kid-friendly?
Fun.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I'm going to say this. I'm probably going to get hate mail for this, but I find Dune to be very, very boring.
Well, you are the guy who's in charge of all the fun.
Yeah. There's not enough jokes. There's not enough,
A laugh?
not enough action, adventure. I mean, there's a little bit, but, characters are not very engaging, in my opinion.
Also, in Dune, I don't think that they say as many times as you do.
Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you a little bit more about the story. So, Paul is being trained by his master. Okay?
Okay, then.
Obi-Wan.
Now, in this future, they don't use guns. They use, swords.
Lightsabers.
Not really lightsabers. They're basically regular swords. Okay? And they use, a little force field when they fight. And the only way you can go through the force field is if you go really slow.
They did that with
The robot.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, they did that in Clone Wars, yes. And, so he's trained with this way of fighting, and also, he also might be a male Bene Gesserit, because he might have visions of the future. Not a lot of males have that power. Mostly women have that power. Okay. So there's another house. This house is called the Harkottens, and they are the bad guys. And
What they in charge of?
I don't know, but they're in charge of something, and they want to take over the Arrakis from the Atreides family. So they go to this planet and attack it and kill everybody. Okay? Everybody. Jason Momoa plays a guy named Duncan Idaho.
Dunkin'
Dunkin'?
Donuts?
Yes.
Duncan,
He-Man?
yeah.
Yeah, so he's actually the only one in the first movie that actually has a bit of a, personality. Everybody else is like a bore. Especially Zendaya. Zendaya is horrible in this franchise.
How?
All she does is looks all pissed off. And it's like, oh, I'm in love with you. No, I hate you. I don't believe you. I hate you. But I still love you. I'm going to follow you. But I hate you. I'm going to look at you meanly. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's crazy. That's what she always says.
So
She's just annoying. Not very appealing character. I could not stand her in this movie. But I will continue on. So yeah, everybody's killed. All right. and Thanos is in it. Thanos is the guy that was training Paul. You think he dies in the first movie, but he doesn't. So the Harkonnens have a bunch of spaceships that look like, bugs.
Why?
Bugs.
Why?
I don't know.
What are they? Are they?
They look like mosquitoes.
So there's people from X-Men.
Kind of like those.
Shi'ar
Kind of like the Shi'ar ships, yes. Now, X-Men copy a lot of things too, okay? But that's another story. So, now, only Paul and his mom end up living because Duncan saves them, and they escape into the sands with the help of sand people.
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders. Yes.
Okay then. Wow.
Okay. Zendaya is one of the girls in the camp. Okay. Now they make these sand people basically act like Muslim people. Okay. The way they even pray.
That's kind of.
Yeah. And basically that's how the first movie ends. Okay?
With him meeting Zendaya?
Zendaya. Zendaya is hardly in the movie, and he only meets her at the end of the movie. The whole movie, in the first movie, he's just dreaming of her. Oh, I see this girl, I see the sand. Oh no. And then I finally meet her.
Wow.
The end.
Such a
And my whole
productive movie.
and my whole family's dead. Now, by the way, the Harkonnens, okay, is led by a giant, gelatinous, fat slob of a guy who looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Of course he does.
Okay?
Jabba the Hutt.
Okay, and his son is played by Drax. Okay? So, yes, Drax. Now, again, his whole family's dead, and he ends up staying with the sand people, and they tell him about the big giant worm,
Wow.
Sarlacc.
Sarlacc.
The Sarlacc is back, and he's gonna get the new Boba Fett.
And there was also remember there was a sand dragon also in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That the Mando went inside of.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyhow, the spice is actually created from, I think, the poop of the sand worm. Okay?
Oh my god.
Now, this spice also makes you see things. You go crazy. Okay? And turns your eyes blue. Now, what happens is, the movie ends, and now we cut to part two. Part two, he's training with the sand people to be a good sand person, and he has to fulfill the prophecy.
Prophecy.
Yeah, a prophecy, and his mother is pregnant.
What?
Right? Yeah,
Who?
with the dad's kid. And the baby is talking to her inside her womb. Okay? It's very, very weird. Now,
Like, she's actually talking so that everybody can hear, or just
Yes.
to her mind?
no, she can hear, only she can hear it. And now the mother drinks the blood of the sand monster, the sand creature, and she gets even more power. And she gives this to Paul, and people start to believe he's a prophecy, chosen one, a guy that's gonna lead them into paradise, blah blah blah. The same old story you always hear about. And guess what else? What else is the same? Paul wants to get revenge for the guy who killed his family. So he trains all of these sand people. He gathers them all up. He starts riding the worms, which is actually the only cool thing in the movie. I actually like that he actually rides worms.
Got the touch.
He got he can ride a whole bunch of worms, and he uses a whole army of worms to fight the Harkottens. Okay, so now the Emperor is getting pissed off because the Harkottens are
Or being dumb?
Yeah, they can't defeat the Sand People, you know? So, he brings this crazy guy, his other nephew, to go down there and kill people. And, he still can't do it. I mean, he kills a lot of them, but he still doesn't do enough. So the Emperor comes to the planet, and, he gets ambushed by Paul and his people, okay? And, Paul attacks him, and he kills all the Harkonnens. They're all dead. He kills them in a fight and everything. It's not really...
This is the Revenge of the Sith.
Pretty much. But, and then, this is the part where it gets a little weird, because now Paul kind of turns into a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, killing everybody, and he's using these people's belief in the prophecy and using them.
Yeah, like
using them to have him follow him. And so he's about to kill the Emperor, right? He doesn't. Because he decides he's going to marry the Emperor's daughter.
What?
And he does this right in front of Zendaya. He doesn't even tell her he's going to do this. And before he even marries her, he tells Zendaya, I love you. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to marry your daughter, Emperor.
He's a horrible person.
Yeah. And that's how it ends. So, in the later books, the Emperor's daughter, she has Bene Gesserit powers. It's a weird name. So she's also trying to manipulate things, and the baby inside the mom's belly is also manipulating things. The mom is manipulating things. They bring back Duncan Idaho, played by Jason Momoa, and he's basically a clone. So he was one of the greatest warriors, so they made a clone of him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Clones.
So at one point in the series, there's a whole bunch of these clones.
Jango Fett.
And there's a kill switch in their brain
Oh my god.
to kill Paul and everybody that works for him, and he breaks the programming, okay, and turns good, right? And Paul gets killed. His wife dies at childbirth.
The Emperor's daughter?
No, Zendaya.
What?
Yeah, and she has 2 kids, twins, and the kids grow up to be the chosen ones, and
Of course they do.
the series basically follows them now. They're the new stars of the book.
Luke
You there's a book called Children of Dune, and it's about them. And
So Paul is dead.
yeah, Paul is dead.
The Emperor's daughter is dead.
Zendaya's dead.
Emperor's daughter?
Yeah, she pretty much dies later on too. So this happens, and
What about their aunt?
also Paul becomes this weird, creepy, blind guy before he dies. Okay, and yes, a lot of weird stuff happens. Then the son gets corrupted, and he turns into a giant worm, human monster.
Oh my god.
And they kill him. And then the story ends with Paul getting cloned,
Of course.
and his wife getting cloned, and they live happily ever after. And
What happened to the daughter?
they regain their memories. Oh yeah, the daughter ends up having like a marriage with the son, I think.
Wait, so she gets married to her brother?
Yeah, because they gotta keep the bloodline or something like that. It's weird. And then I think I'm going off of the Wikipedia. I didn't even read any of this, but anyhow, and then I think Paul's sister is possessed by the dark soul and ghost of the fat guy Harkonnens, and she is turning evil. And then she ends up turning good, and then she marries a clone of Jason Momoa, and then that's that. And then so they end up getting happily ever after. Paul comes back as a clone, and he lives happily ever after. Yeah.
And the sun is dead.
And I think the planet Dune becomes a watery paradise, I think.
Yeah, and the son is dead, and the daughter...
The son turns into a worm, I think, and
And they kill him.
I think so. I don't know. It's
And
weird.
then the daughter is just there.
I think she dies later on, too. Probably. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a weird story. And
That's very
if you thought, Star Wars was complicated, this is pretty complicated. If they continue these movies, they're going to get even weirder. They're going to get even weirder.
What? How are they gonna get rid of it? They're gonna stuff asteroids?
If they follow the story that I just told you.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Do you think they'll even get up to part 6? There's 6 books, I think.
And then they might make it.
And now they're doing a prequel TV show.
They also,
Prequel.
They also
Yeah, a
might
prequel TV show.
They also might make a book where they go to Earth.
Well, no, I think in that universe, Earth is destroyed.
No.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the story of Dune. So when you guys get older, I'll show you the movie. Who knows? If you're still interested. Or if you read the book, I don't know. You think you'd ever want to read the book?
No.
Nope.
No?
I like reading, but I don't think I want to read through that.
It's a very thick book.
No.
Okay, so if anyone.
So basically, this book came out many years ago.
You said 50.
Yeah, way before Star Wars was even created, and George Lucas even said he copied a lot of stuff from Dune. Okay, copied a lot, and a lot of other sci-fi stories actually has a lot of influence from Dune. It's considered one of the very first major sci-fi stories.
I'm just glad they didn't put the date. Then they'd be like, oh, in 2024, this happens.
No. It's way in the future, like 3,000 and something years old, from now. Wow. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
I read a book.
This book came out around the same time as Lord of the Rings.
I read a
Not
book.
too far from each
I read
other.
a book where in 2020 the world gets destroyed and get taken over by zombies.
Really?
And in 2023,
Is that the last Kids on Earth you're talking about?
no, Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh,
Plants vs. Zombies.
Yep.
yeah. Well, that's the level of sophistication that kids want today.
Maybe people think that COVID-19 was actually a zombie virus. I don't know.
People do
Yeah.
actually think some of that.
But a lot of people consider Dune to be the more thinking man's version of Star Wars. The more sophisticated.
They're more sophisticated.
The more a lot of people think that you got to be a little bit more smart to understand it.
They're more smart to understand.
Yeah, but I'm not too smart, so I don't care. I don't
say
like
that.
it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I'm smart, but I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I get straight.
I don't care if you call me stupid. I don't care.
I get
I don't
straight-
like it.
I get
How you
straight
like it?
hundreds
No, you
on my
don't.
tests,
No,
and
you
I
don't.
still don't understand.
Okay.
No, you
this.
do not.
And
Shut up.
and let me tell you this. I saw both of these new movies. They almost made me go to sleep. I like the one from the 80s with the worst special effects. At least it had some style.
There was one in the 80s.
Yes. And it's way more creepy. Way more nasty looking.
I want to see it.
Yay!
And they condensed 2 movies into 1 movie. So they cut a lot of the crap
How
out.
many movies was there?
What? Dune?
Yeah.
The new movies, there's 2. And there was 1 in the 80s.
Why only one?
Because it was trying to be the new Star Wars when Star Wars came out in the 80s, but it did not pan out.
Of course it did.
Did not pan out. Now they're going to do a 3rd one. And I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but they're doing a 3rd Dune. It's coming out in a couple years.
A couple of years.
Yes, and next year they're doing a Dune TV show. So it's gonna be on the Max. Okay, so that's a little rundown of Dune. If you ever want to check it out,
I give it 1 thumbs up.
You didn't even see it yet.
I give
know.
it 2 thumbs up.
Are you interested in watching the movie?
No.
No.
Not even the movie?
No.
I watched the old movie.
Why you want to watch the one in the 80s?
You said it was creepy and scary.
Yeah, but creepy as in the way it looked.
I give it 0 thumbs up.
Oh boy, oh
You're
boy.
smart,
oh boy.
Raiden.
Maybe I'm not selling it right. But I don't know. I don't care. Not everything you gotta watch. You know, not everything. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a lot of you out there probably love Dune. I'm not a big fan of the director that did this movie. I don't know. I think he's kind of a bore. I didn't like any of the actors in this movie.
I mean, you could like the actors, but not how they acted in that movie.
I just don't like Willy Wonka.
Huh.
I didn't like him as Willy Wonka. I don't like him as Paul. I don't like him in general.
What
Okay.
about, what about?
And Zendaya, I don't see what the hype is about her. Okay?
What do you mean?
I don't like her. I don't think she's a good Mary Jane. She does not look like Mary Jane. She doesn't act like Mary
Okay,
Jane.
she was bad as Mary
Okay.
Jane, so...
She acts more like Gwen Stacy. Okay?
Then make her Gwen Stacy.
Might as well make her Gwen, but then you're gonna have to kill her off. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Alright?
Or it could be like Spectacular Spider-Man.
I found her too annoying in those Spider-Man movies. She's always like, oh, I'm smarter than you, Peter. Oh, I'm just so snarky. I'm like this. Yeah, whatever. Peter, you can do better. Okay?
Tom Holland, you got this.
I'm sorry, but
Tom Holland.
that's one of the aspects of these new Tom Holland movies I really hate. Because there's no Gwen. There's no real MJ. I need to see the actual
Maybe they will.
real love story.
But they maybe will, because they restarted him.
Because the best Gwen was the one from Amazing
It
Spider-Man.
was the only Gwen.
Gwen was also in the Tobey movies. She was.
I mean, but it was...
She was.
Yeah, but they killed her off.
They didn't kill her off in the Tobey movies.
No, I meant in the Andrew.
Yeah. So.
In the Toby movie, she was useless. All she did was make Toby get mad at Gwen. No, Toby gets mad at MJ, and MJ get mad at Toby.
Yeah, well, you see, none of the Spider-Man movies got anything right, okay? He's supposed to be with Gwen first.
Andrew got that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only good thing Andrew got, but, you know, they still should have had, they should have had the triangle, the love triangle with Gwen. We haven't seen Gwen, and then MJ, and then Peter. The whole triangle right there.
What if
They tried to do that in Spider-Man 3, and it was like a little too late, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And they're supposed to introduce MJ before they kill Gwen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This way, it looks like Peter just like settles for MJ, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, my girlfriend just died. I'll just be with this other girl.
Yeah, so we segued into another thing. Anyhow, I say, kids, watch Dune if you want. Try it out. You might like it. Maybe when you get older.
Only if you like boring and long stuff.
That's just my opinion. You don't have to go with my opinion. Okay?
By what you're saying is boring and long.
To me, I don't like it. But you know, I'm tired of just seeing the same background over and over. Okay? At least with Star Wars, they change it up a little bit.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. It's a little bit more fast and loose and fun. All right? Anyhow, you can agree or disagree. I really care. Really. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say?
Please hit the bell, subscribe, and like.
Goodbye.
Bye.